welcome to Have I Got News For You after a 2-week break. Anything big happened?
Pulled a few strikes off.
Okay.
I would like to say that when I die, I wouldn't like the same level of fuss. I understand your feelings, but really I wouldn't.
I'd queue for minutes.
Well, just to see it happen.
Just to check you're dead.
Yeah.
Make sure.
It's nice when your straight man turns on you.
It's the sadness that makes us attack each other.
Yeah.
Also in the news this week, with a new PM in number 10, Larry the Downing Street cat gets used to a stricter regime. As a brand new piece of equipment arrives at Downing Street, there's evidence it may need to be sent back to the shop and mended. And more frustration for King Charles as he drops his fountain pen and it rolls under the sofa. On Paul's team tonight is the General Secretary of the RNT, who on a recent TV appearance made Richard Madeley look stupid. Well, I think you're going to have to work harder tonight. Please welcome Mick Lynch. On Ian's team tonight is an actor and comedian who says she loves people who can talk for hours about their interests. Well, you've just bought yourself a very long post-show chat about corduroy. Please welcome Regine Connerty. We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Paul and Mick, have a look at this.
Yes, there we are. That's the queues, the big queues that we had for a number of days. And there's David Beckham.
Yeah, trying to fit in and look ordinary.
Yeah, look ordinary. There's some more people queuing up. And there's Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield. She's wearing a mask because clearly she's allergic to Philip Schofield. I thought they should have had 2 coffins. You could have split the queue in half then.
Yeah.
This is the national scandal over the queue for the lying state. It's the biggest thing that's happened. ITV's Holly and Phil Willoughby, they're together now.
Yes.
Apparently just appeared in Westminster Hall on Sunday.
Disappeared?
Just appeared there.
Like a haunting?
Exactly. Without having spent the previous 36 hours queuing. They've had to present Hello, Good Morning for 5 years, which you would have thought is punishment enough. But what was the average queuing time?
It started about 14 hours and then 15, and in the end it was 6 years.
Yeah. 11 hours queuing time. The sort of delay you'd be proud of, Mick.
People liked the experience of queuing. They liked being there. And then when they thought someone had jumped the queue, people got very cross.
To be fair, Charles has been queuing for quite some time.
The Mail brought to bear the full might of their crack investigative team and top graphic artists to produce the damning evidence.
Let's say walk.
Yes, that's where they walked, Mick.
Did they come out of the media area?
Well, they kind of knocked that media area through and put in a gym. Philly and Hollaby had gone through the...
Philly and Hollaby?
That's how they're calling themselves now. If they'd gone through the proper queue, it might have upped the numbers a bit, but they weren't actually record figures of attendance, were they?
No, apparently they were slightly down.
Why do you think there were fewer people for this?
The internet. People have other things now. And the telly. You can watch it on the telly.
Live feed,
Yeah.
ironically.
Well, the other reason is that on previous occasions, people have travelled to London from all parts of the country, but it's much harder to travel these days, isn't it?
I do feel sorry for them. It's wild.
Holly's in bits. She's an absolute bits. They've insisted that they were filming a segment for their programme to give viewers who couldn't attend an idea of what it was like to queue jump.
But Holly and Phil were accused of going there to make a piece and then just going in anyway. There's a huge petition.
Yeah.
People have signed it.
Yeah.
So what? Stop them jumping queues?
To say A, don't jump in queues, and B, the death penalty.
Is there a queue to sign the petition?
I tried to sign it, but this stinking pin didn't... I didn't understand a queue until I saw that footage.
Yeah, exactly. So they've done their job.
Diagram earlier.
Oh, the diagram also helps. I mean, who ruined it for the minor celebrities, though? I'm not saying they're minor celebrities.
David Beckham?
Yes, David Beckham.
David Beckham by queuing properly.
Yes, 14 hours Bex was in the queue, David Beckham.
And he wore a ceremonial Peaky Blinders hat.
Yeah. It's not what you want tonight, Head. Here's Hugh Edwards' thoroughly objective and unbiased reporting of the incident.
There have been quite a few familiar faces in the queue for that lying in state at Westminster Hall. We did, of course, see a certain David Beckham there on Friday. He was widely praised for having queued for hours and hours, not jumping the queue because he's a superstar VIP. No, he was in the queue for many hours, and good for him.
Grow that beard in the queue.
The police apparently had to search everyone's bag in the queue, and some items were confiscated. Do you know what kinds of things may have been confiscated?
Marmalade sandwiches, mostly.
Orbs. No orbs.
No orbs.
No orbs. According to one of those in the queue, a policeman revealed that while searching a woman's bag, he found in it a pleasantry.
What do you keep in a pleasantry?
You don't keep anything in it. The pleasantry is the thing. The pleasantry is a vibrator, Mick. It was a long queue and David Beckham was there. So, did anyone notice in the procession after the funeral one man who particularly stood out?
The very tall man?
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking of the one in civilian dress who shouldn't have been there. Andrew.
Yeah. No, Roisin's right. It is this man. Right. Many viewers on social media spotted him and asked very good questions, such as, who is the tall guy? That guy is tall. Who is this tall man? I don't know who he is, but he is a very tall man. Where did Joe Biden end up in the Abbey?
Near the back,
He was near the back.
because he was late.
Yeah, he came by car, didn't he, Meg?
14 rows back from the action, close to the tomb of Sir Isaac Newton, the recumbent, ancient stone figure managed to get through the service without knocking off. And he arrived in the Beast.
Oh, yes.
It's not another name for a vibrator. That's his car. And he refused to take the bus. Who was on the coaches?
All other dignitaries.
Yeah. All the rest, crowned heads of Europe, Emperor of Japan, some quite cross Saudis and Kuwaitis, Prime Minister Trudeau, Macron, cool guys on the back seats, living it large. Like Paul was, flicking the other guys. Sunday Times. Who did they ask to be its diplomatic expert and explain how the hierarchy for coach seating works?
Judge Brandreth?
It should have been.
Should have been.
Ordinarily, he will do that.
Was it Dimbleby?
Wasn't Dimbleby. They asked former British ambassador to Georgia, Alexandra Hall. Makes quite an entrance. Been working on that joke for 2 weeks. Who was absolutely furious not to be invited?
President Putin.
Yes.
Can't imagine why he wasn't invited.
Yes.
He'd hardly murdered anyone in Britain.
It was a snub.
It was.
Snub.
If we'd had it in Salisbury Cathedral, he'd have gone.
I remember in the 80s they said, if there was going to be a nuclear attack in this country, they would start showing episodes of Terry and June.
Yeah, there was one on last night.
And apparently Labour are going to sing the national anthem at the next party conference. What do you think that is, Mick?
Well, they can't think of anything else to do, so let's just do a song instead.
Are they going to sing it as well as the red flag or instead of the red flag?
Simultaneously.
They call it a mash-up.
Liz Truss.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
That'll lift the mood.
Liz Truss. She made an impact, didn't she? Oh, she made an impact on her first big public outing. Let's see how these eagle-eyed Australian TV presenters covered her arrival.
Who's this?
No, hard to identify. Maybe minor royals, members of the... I can't identify them
We
at
can't
this
spot
point.
everyone, unfortunately. They look like they could well be local dignitaries. It's hard to see. We're looking at actually against most
But I think we are now getting to the pointy end, as they say, of the... I'm just told that was Liz Truss, the new Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Impact.
In case you missed it, this is the news that Her Majesty the Queen passed away and her funeral took place on Monday. On the day of the funeral, businesses closed their doors, supermarkets didn't open, and bin collections were cancelled. And that, Nick Lynch, is how you shut down the country.
Lessons to be learned for us all.
Lessons to be learned. Hugh Edwards wasn't the only person who announced the solemn news. According to the Times, at Buckingham Palace, the royal beekeeper knocked on each hive to inform bees of the Queen's death. To which the panic-stricken bees responded, "Which Queen?" One of the strangest items confiscated by the police at the Westminster Hall security point was a vibrator. A policeman removed the batteries and returned it saying, "Here's your dildo back." As if Philip Schofield's day couldn't get any worse. Absolute shocker. The Labour Party have announced that at their party conference they will sing God Save the King after years of refusing to sing God Save the Queen. Well, they really do have a problem with female leaders. Ian and Roisin, take a look at this.
Who is that?
And that's the Chancellor. He's just been digging a huge hole. We're all going to jump into. This way. This way.
Mick, was that not you coming out of 10 Downing Street with Liz
It did
Truss?
look like me.
Can we have a quick look again?
My other job. I've just told her she get a new transport minister.
The Prime Minister is now doing the job again. She had a sort of holiday period where she just had to read the lesson and do various things. Having said that she wasn't going to just hand out money to everyone in the country when she was running for office, has now decided she will just hand out money to everybody. It's the first of the big U-turns. I mean, it's tough for the left, isn't it? I mean, capitalism's over, really. They used to criticise you, oh, tax and spend. Now it's just spend. No tax, cut tax. No, what would you like? More money? Everyone.
100 billion's been sent straight to the energy companies.
Yeah.
Directly. Well, they could just nationalise them for
Or tax them.
about a tenth of the price, or tax them, or sequestrate the product. Give us it all for nothing. That would lower inflation, wouldn't it?
Well, that seems quite extreme. We were looking at the tax and the possible nationalisation, the wholesale theft of the actual resource. We weren't sure about.
It's been stolen from us already. We're just taking it back.
Of course. We're reclaiming it.
Sounds like the final showdown in Heat. This is the news we'd all forgotten. Liz Truss is Prime Minister. Conservative commentator Matthew Parris offered Truss some support, writing in the Times this week. He said, the Liz Truss era won't be a disaster, just a mess.
Because we want to be competitive, we've got to get rid of all restrictions. Like, we've got to keep it sexy. Come here, frack us. You know, shit on beaches. It's an awful advert for a country to be like, we would take anything. We need to be competitive.
And we'll deregulate, because it
Yeah.
worked really well with the financial crisis in 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it didn't.
But what has Liz Truss said she's prepared for?
She's prepared to be unpopular,
Yes.
which is lucky.
Yeah. Good preparation.
Yes, this week Truss told the BBC she was prepared for her policies to be unpopular with voters.
I'm not sure giving people money and then giving them tax cuts and then cutting national insurance and essentially pursuing populist policies is particularly brave. Saying we're going to have to put taxes on to pay for this, that would be brave. That would be unpopular. But she's not doing that.
Upon becoming PM, Liz Truss also received the ultimate accolade. Did you see this? You might have missed it because of all the Phil Holly stuff, but this is pretty significant. Yes, you can repurpose a Toby jug. It's a model of her own head in plasticine by sculptor Wilfred Wood.
Is he a supporter, or...?
Do you want to see a statue of you?
Me?
Yeah.
What, by the
No,
same
no,
artist?
no, I don't.
Oh, I do. Let us see it.
No, I don't want to see it.
Maybe you can close your eyes and then we can look at it.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Here it is.
Yours is better. Yours is better.
I don't know if I had a bum with my chin.
What did Liz Truss not pick up in America?
A deal, a trade deal.
That's right.
Biden said there's no deal until you sort out Northern Ireland.
That's right.
That might take a century or two.
Truss told reporters that discussion for a post-Brexit trade deal with the US were not going to start in the short to medium term. So, one for the next Prime Minister then. Mick, as a Brexit voter, you must be thrilled with the way things have gone.
Well, I'm thrilled at the mandate of the people has been carried out at the end of the day. That they wanted to leave the European Union. That's what they voted for.
Yes, you're right.
It's a union.
Feel free to leave the Union whenever you want to.
All that sort of communal activity working together as a group. Go it alone for me.
But, you know, Truss has only been PM for 3 weeks, so, you could, of course, blame Boris and his International Trade Secretary, who was, Liz Truss. Anyway, Mick, you're planning strikes for the day of the London Marathon. Why do you hate people who raise money?
As I understand it's the day before the London Marathon, not on the day of the London Marathon.
Mick, when I want to go to Denmark Hill, why do I have to go to Peckham Rye when he's going? It's literally, I'm going right through the station. It just doesn't make any sense.
There's a lesson. Don't live south of the river.
You've just started a war. There's some very affordable properties there at the moment.
Is this what it's like for you, Mick? All people talk to you about the trains and all
Yeah.
that.
Everybody likes to talk about trains except me.
How has Truss had a swipe at Boris's management of number 10?
Change the locks.
No.
He hasn't changed the locks.
No.
Well, that's the first thing I would have done.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know when people will come back.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, he could have gone off and got a key printed.
He 100% got a key printed.
Do you think he did?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's no fool.
Yes, he is.
It's actually to do with appearance, because she thought it's very scruffy under Boris.
Yeah.
Truss's new chief of staff, Mark Fulbrook, has ordered workers in Downing Street to smarten up with a tie mandate.
In her favour, everybody in number 10 was wearing sort of Serco jackets. G4S. Tabards. It had all been contracted out.
Mark Fulbrook, why might he not have travelled to New York with Liz Truss this week?
Because he's a wrong un. He
Go on.
is under investigation,
Yes.
right, for getting involved with the politics of
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Election rigging.
Election rigging.
Yes.
What, in another country?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's appalling. He should be doing it here. What sort of Tory is that? Sack it.
Unbelievable. Okay, can I just clarify that Mark Fulbrook is not being investigated by the FBI. He was called as a witness by the FBI, and that's a crucial distinction.
This is a legal
Yeah.
Okay,
joke.
sure.
Mark Fulbrook.
I would go with Roisin's view rather than our lawyers. But then I want to see her in jail. So.
When is a budget not a budget?
When it's a jar. Oh, no, sorry, that's when it's a door, not a door, sorry.
It's Liz Truss, and she's announcing a fiscal event.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It's not a sexual practice, is it?
Not yet.
No.
Fiscal rectitude, is it?
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah. One of them makes your eyes water.
But they don't want to call it a budget.
No.
Because if you call it a budget, then it gets looked at properly
Yeah.
by the OBR, and then they might criticise it.
Yeah.
So we don't want that.
And they're just going to give it to us like a drive-by budget. She's doing like calling it a budget, and she's just putting it all on tick.
Yeah.
Like, we can all budget if we just put it all on tick. Like, it's not. That's not a budget. That's
An IOU note.
yeah.
What is new Health Minister Therese Coffey planning to do?
More than that.
She's leading by example.
She is leading by example. What are her specific plans at the moment?
Theresa Coffey has got getting rid of the Oxford comma.
I mean, I love that from the Health Secretary. That's the real issue facing Britain today, is putting a third comma in a list of nouns. And it gets me pretty bloody cross, I'll be honest.
I've never heard of the Oxford comma.
Well, that's typical.
Yeah, that's typical of the comprehensive system in this country.
Yeah, it's putting the second comma in a list of 3. So if you said there are no doctors, no nurses and no cleaners, that would be a disgrace.
Is there a Cambridge colon?
Yes.
She's planning 1 million volunteers for the NHS to get people who are unqualified and untrained to take on the job like it's the cabinet. That's her big plan.
She wants to scrap a range of anti-obesity measures, which could include allowing buy one, get one free offers to continue, especially for peerages.
It's awful.
Well, I'm doing my best. It's all right, I mean, I won't be here next week. This is Liz Truss's government finally getting to work. In contrast to Liz Truss, Joe Biden has said he's not a fan of trickle-down economics. Well, at his age, it's very hard to stop anything trickling down. Liz Truss has also had a meeting with President Macron of France. Here they are. I guess Macron's just trying to find the off button. The UK has been warned that when it comes to a trade deal with the US, we are at the back of the queue.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is why the government has appointed Phil and Holly. So to round 2, the Globe of News. That's right.
Ooh,
Oh, yes.
it's an actual globe.
I don't know why you're bothering. The Globe's not going to exist next week.
But when you know what the story's about, let's spin the Globe of News.
What's the point of that thing? Why don't you just show us this?
What do you think our graphics department have been building up to for the last 2 weeks?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know what they've been doing.
It's a mixture of live action and graphics. It's never been done before.
There's a reason why.
I think it's Donald Trump's tax affairs and his secret dealings.
Yes, it's the shocking news that Donald Trump might not be completely honest. Trump and his wretched offspring have been accused of fraud through inflated assets.
He lied about the size of his apartment, and then his argument for it was, I don't do the measuring. So he gets lent millions of pounds, and he's like, I'm no good at measuring. Never been a measurer.
What did Trump take with him from his time as president?
He kept hinting that he had information on Macron's sex life. The information suggests Macron doesn't have an interesting sex life, which in France would mean the end of him.
Yes, during a raid over the summer, the FBI found at his Florida residence 103 classified documents, of which 13 were marked top secret. This led to Trump supporters descending on Florida to protest on his behalf. Here's one.
The Democrats are weaponizing the FBI, and it has to stop.
If the hat fits, she doesn't want it. Trump wasn't invited to the Queen's funeral. How did Trump say it would have been different if he had been in attendance?
He says he'd have been at the front. I think he'd have been behind a pillar, or possibly standing next to Prince Andrew.
The former president believed he'd have been given a much better seat than Joe Biden. Biden was put in the 14th row, and according to Trump, was sat next to third world countries like Switzerland. On the subject of Trump, why did he bury his first wife next to the first hole of his New Jersey golf course?
That's where the documents are.
According to The Guardian, the grave could help the golf course qualify as a cemetery company, who, in the eyes of the New Jersey tax code, are exempt from real estate taxes, personal property taxes, business taxes, sales taxes, income taxes, and inheritance taxes.
He just keeps on giving. You think you've got to the grimmest point, and then, oh no, there's a bit more,
The depths of this man is dreadful.
You know what? I'm actually going off him.
Yeah, I am.
In other US politics news, why has Utah State Senate candidate Linda Paulson been in the news?
Is she a Mormon?
Yes, no, not for being a Mormon specifically. Well, she's released a song for her campaign.
Oh, no.
Let's look at this.
Hey, Utah District 12, listen up right here. There's a new name on the ballot for the Senate this year. My name is Linda Paulson, Republican and awesome. Love God and family and the Constitution. I'm trying to get another conservative to run. Nobody could do it, so I'm getting it done.
Until I saw that, I didn't realise it was possible to talk out of key.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could do that.
Yes. This is Donald Trump being sued for fraud. The Attorney General of New York is launching legal action against Trump for claiming to have money he doesn't have. Who'd do that, apart from Kwasi Kwarteng this morning? Fingers on buzzers, teams. Here's the next one.
Why are you even bother showing us the globe when you just up become the words Art Exhibition Finland?
Mate, our graphics department.
We haven't got a graphics department.
They've been working for 2 weeks, Paul.
It's a bloke out of the back having a fag and a pint of Guinness. We haven't got a graphics department.
That is the graphics department.
Is it?
Yes.
They hold an art exhibition in Finland, and it's conceptual art. There's no art there, and people are being paid a lot of money just to look at empty walls.
Ooh. No.
No.
It is art. Do you know who's responsible for the art?
Yes, Brad Pitt.
That's right. This is the surprising news that Brad Pitt has put on an art exhibition in Finland, and the less surprising news that he probably shouldn't delete Quentin Tarantino from his speed dial just yet. Would you like to see some of this work?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here it is. And do you want to see some of it actually?
Yes, we do.
Okay, here it is. Yeah.
Is that real?
Yes. Well done, Brad.
He's got a new toolkit.
He's done a lovely job there. It really looks like a house.
Does it have a title?
It's called House A Go-Go.
It's not called that.
That's his title.
Come on, Richard.
Hey, you take it up with Brad.
Has he given up acting?
I love that you asked me like I know. The truth of the matter is I do know. No, he hasn't.
Oh, right. You don't know.
I'm glad, because I think he should.
Give up acting.
No, carry on.
Well, his latest film, Bullet Train, was a massive flop. The Guardian said this about the movie. Contained within the metal tube of a train carriage, it soon starts to get a little repetitive, no matter how many samurai swords and venomous snakes you throw into the mix. Still, brave to set an entire movie on the last Friday night train out to Clapham Junction, am I right, mate?
That's why you need a guard on the train to stop all this happening.
That's right. What other famously bad film was finally released this month?
Oh, is this that film?
It is that film. It's Michael Flatley's film, Blackbird.
Blackbird.
That's what The Guardian describes it as a Bond knockoff that plays out like the unsexy bits of a mid-80s porn. Those who saw it were traumatised and gibbering.
Well, it makes me want to go and see it.
Do you want to see some of the trailer?
I mean, I'll pay good money
If
for
this is
it.
considered the best bits, I want to see it.
Here we go.
We must get Victor involved. No one can do what he does. The Blackbird is dead.
You can't just hide from the world.
Victor Blackley, I believe you have something in mind. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. And I'm about to sin again.
I never thought it sounded like that.
Yeah. He's sinning on repeat.
I think it's going to get that cult status like The Room, isn't it?
Oh, this is a powerful piece of work.
Yeah.
Is there a big dance number at the end? Does he dance everyone to death?
That's the audience leaving the cinema. This is Brad Pitt's recently discovered talent for sculpting. In Bullet Train, Brad Pitt is chased down the length of a high-speed intercity train by a team of deadly assassins. You know what would have helped him? Proper levels of rail staffing, right, mate?
He's just done that joke.
Yeah,
It was early.
I've got to read it. Though.
Very rare, but...
In Michael...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Incident on the line.
Is that Mike?
They're trying to shut me up.
Time now for the odd one out round. Just one between you this week. Your four are the Proclaimers, chess grandmaster Hans Niemann, French physicist Etienne Klein, and Alan Sugar.
The Proclaimers, one of them said, I wouldn't walk 500 miles. I've never met anyone who means that much to me. And Etienne,
Yes,
he did a prank on someone.
that's right.
I'm saying none of these people should be trusted.
But which one's the odd one out?
Alan Sugar, because he's orange.
Well, you're right, it is Alan Sugar.
I knew it was.
You've got the wrong reason, though. They've all misled people, apart from Alan Sugar, who was misled by a fake video of the moon, which he retweeted to his followers. Let's see what he tweeted. The moon rising in the Arctic Circle between Russia and Canada.
Very quick.
That's a bit of a worry.
Yeah. It's perhaps the most obviously fake video ever, apart from all that doctored footage from The Apprentice that made it look like Lord Sugar can string a sentence together. And the Proclaimers have been accused of misleading people, despite claiming they'd walked 500 miles. The Scottish duo told The Guardian the furthest distance they'd walked was probably about 15 miles. They said that a DJ once interviewed them face-to-face and asked, so, where did you guys meet? Just in case anyone needs a reminder. Chess grandmaster Hans Niemann was accused of cheating last week after he hammered the world number one Magnus Carlsen with a suspiciously flawless performance. How is Niemann alleged to have cheated?
Isn't it anal beads?
That's right.
What?
He had beads that sort of
Yeah.
communicated Morse code.
What, Queen to Bishop 4?
So that's why he's like that, all shook up, like, oh, but I hope it's not a big move.
He was. Look at the focus on that man's face.
This man has things in his bottom which tell him how to win.
I think they were like computerized anal beads.
Well, I wouldn't want something that was manually operated. Frank for you.
Yes.
So I've got a bit of string and someone just tapping it.
Does anybody mind if I sit next to this curtain?
The chess world has been rocked,
Yeah.
says he, by allegations that Niemann used a wireless device which vibrates him the correct moves, which he hid in his harness.
Why isn't the person that's doing the moves playing chess instead of him? What do you need this bloke so for with beats shoved up his jacksie? Why didn't you get the milk lady? Has the world gone mad?
Yeah. It's a very good point.
Yeah.
Cut out the middle of the middleman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Inequality. Sometimes you get the beads, sometimes you get the table.
How did physicist Etienne Klein dupe astronomers?
Sausage. You saw sausages? Yeah.
Yes, he took to Twitter to praise a detail of images taken by the new James Webb Telescope, singling out a particular photo of Proxima Centauri. Here it is.
It's off a pizza, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a chorizo, isn't it?
You metropolitan elite.
Yeah.
Salami.
He was eventually found out when he tried to pass off a calamari ring as Saturn. On the subject of deception, what have King Charles's bodyguards been accused of doing with their hands?
What would you do with your hands?
Jazz hands?
No. Online sleuths think that their hands might be fake, so that they can hide automatic rifles in their sleeves and jackets.
I'm sorry, what are we meant to be looking for?
Is that a fake
You think
hand?
that's a fake hand?
I don't think it is.
No, because it's not a fake hand.
The most controversial fake arm since the one Prince Andrew definitely didn't put around. Virginia Giffey. It's time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication, Fungi, a magazine for all amateur and professional mushroom lovers. I only read the sports pages. And we start with scientists dismiss idea that Loch Ness Monster, what?
Is real.
It's alive.
Well, it's the same as real, isn't it? You're making my material now. I'm glad to get rid of it.
The answer is
Yeah.
just a big frog. Like most internet stories about frogs, this comes from Reddit. Next, Chipping Norton man gets world record for longest what?
Chipping Norton man gets world record for longest chip made out of Graham Norton. Toadstool. Yeah, world record for longest toadstool mushroom
Sadly not.
toadstool.
No. The answer is mobility scooter.
Oh.
Here is the inventor with his 22-foot-long mobility scooter. I mean, if you want to get space from your mum, move out, mate. Next, couple name their child what after their favourite what?
Holly Q Jumper. No, that's so mean.
Button after their favourite mushroom. Couple name their child Flyer Garrick after their favourite mushroom. Couple name their child Magic after their favourite recreational drug. Gotta be one of them.
The answer is...
What?
Couple name their child Smoky Bacon after their favourite flavour of crisp. This is a story in the papers this week about crisp-loving Mr. and Mrs. Bacon, although they don't want to talk to the media anymore as they're a bit frazzled. Next. What was so popular that it's been brought back?
Oh, austerity.
Queen Elizabeth II. Too soon.
Our 3D special, a fungi magazine, was so popular that it's been brought back.
Oh, hello. Topless, was it?
That's right. Shall we have a little look at some of the featured fungi?
Yeah, by all means.
Well, you'll need these.
3D glasses, all
Right.
fantastic. Look at that. This is old technology, this is.
Let's take a look at the first one.
Yeah, they work.
And another one.
Yeah, I've got the 3D effect.
Oh, I can see that. God's coming
on,
on these
isn't it?
lips.
Yeah, this has been the highlight of my week, this has.
And for those of you at home who don't have 3D glasses, here's what a 3D mushroom is. Not that you can tell, you 2D TV conformist watching pricks.
That was our audience.
Next, people with depression in Brussels are offered what to cheer them up?
Brexit.
Your star ticket.
Anal beads. Might work.
Yeah, you could be a guide to Brussels. You could shove it up your arse, turn left ear.
The answer is people with depression in Brussels are offered a free tour of the sewers to cheer them up. Or if a trip to the Brussels sewers is too complicated, just go to a British beach. Next, what will happen next year according to Psychic Who? What?
Coronation of King Charles next year according to Psychic who reads the papers.
Everything's right in that sentence apart from the last word.
Oh, who reads the runes, who reads the mushrooms.
Close. Asparagus.
Asparagus?
Yes. King Charles' abdication
Oh, no.
will happen next year according to Psychic Who reads asparagus. This is Jemima Packington, who says she can see the future by tossing asparagus in the air and interpreting how they land. Here she is. There we go. I go to her for all my tips. Next.
They admire it.
Yep.
They're not sure they like it, but they admire it. That and ready, you want a winner in.
Even I was trying to push through that one.
Yeah.
Next, evidence of extraterrestrial life found what?
Winnie the Pooh.
Evidence of extraterrestrial life found on a driveway in
Oh, yeah,
Gloucester.
it was a meteor that's got water in it.
Yes, that's right.
It was very exciting for someone.
Well, it's very exciting now, Ian.
No, I'm incredibly excited. I mean, the idea that there's intelligent life somewhere.
Well, that's a kick in the teeth audience, isn't it?
It's estimated that the water travelled from Jupiter and took more than 300,000 years to arrive. What do you think about that, Mick? Something to work up to. Next. Airline offers passengers free what mid-flight?
Anyone know the anal beads are telling me something? Unless I'm very much mistaken, the answer's Newport Bagnall.
The answer is airline offers passengers free ukulele lesson.
That's
Mid-flight.
that's a hostage situation.
Yeah. And finally, world's first what is an instant hit?
nuclear war. Comedy gold, didn't we?
Wait, is it mushroom-based?
It's not mushroom-based this time, unfortunately.
Not mushroom-based this time.
Nuclear mushrooms?
It's not mushroom-based this time. World's first virtual trombone game is an instant hit. This is the online computer game Trombone Champ. It's a bit like Guitar Hero, where you try to play along to well-known songs by hitting notes at the right time. Let's have a look at someone making their best attempt to play Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
Watching him like, what is this?
I literally don't get what was happening.
That very neatly brings us to the final scores. Ian and Roisin have 4. Paul and Mick also have 4.
Hey!
But before we go, there's just time for the caption competition. Ian and Roisin have this.
Gandalf Apprentice Scheme.
Paul and Mick get that.
Just clearing out 10 Downing Street after Boris has left.
Delivery for Mr. Gove.
Finally, a bonus one.
When I said we needed to reboot the Pope, this is not what I had in mind.
Holy Father, very unimpressed by Strictly Come Back.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Roisin Connolly, Paul Merson and Mick Lynch. And I leave you with news that, confused by a number of UK government changes, President Macron arrived for the funeral and greets who he thinks is the Agriculture Minister. Atador in London, one high-spirited scamp pranks the new owner with a game of knock and run. And in Blackpool, one woman and her ventriloquist dummy queue up for Britain's Got Talent.
That's the scariest thing I've seen all night. It's not any chess players who got anal beads.
Yeah. Right. She was due at a tournament.